Yesterday?
Oh, found it.
See? So see there, we've already found at least 2 errors that I made in this paragraph. Now, what's another thing?
I found another one.
What did you find?
One that's not helpful.
Okay. So what you guys need to do is when you rewrite it, you're going to write it the correct way when you go through. Now, what's another thing on the checklist besides capitalization that we're going to look at?
Oh!
Go ahead.
Punctuation?
Punctuation. So what does that mean? Does anyone remember? What other types of punctuation? Go ahead.
Question marks?
Question marks. I don't know if I have any questions. What other sort of punctuation?
Exclamation.
Exclamation points. What's the key one we got to have at the end of a sentence? You remember that one?
Period.
Period. So we're going to go through, we're going to look as we're rereading, which is the key at the end of the checklist. Remember it says reread. We're going to look to make sure if I put the periods in the paragraph, whether I put the correct punctuation. Okay, let's go check and see this back row. Would you tell me? Sierra, on that checklist, what's another thing we haven't dealt with? Remember the checklist?
Oh!
Here. Can we pass the checklist down here? Sarah. Here we go. Okay, did capitalization, did punctuation, what else is on here? Did? Okay. Can you think of another one? Spelling. So what we're going to look through is when we go through the paragraph, we're going to look for misspelled words. So there's probably some words, because believe me, we're not all good spellers, and I'm definitely not a good speller. So when you're rewriting this paragraph, I want you to look for some spelling errors in the paragraph. Check sentences. You've got the last key on our checklist that we need to be looking for when we edit. So what that means is, could you do me a favor? Read this first sentence for me.
Yesterday, me and my brother ride our bikes over to
What? Exactly. Doesn't that sound kind of funny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It out.
So how would, Julian, how do you think that you could make that sentence sound better?
Julian.
Sorry.
Milo.
Milo. Sorry about that, guys. Milo, how would you think that you could change that sentence to sound better?
I think I'll change the guys to go.
Yes, that's one way. Can you think of any other possible ways? Can someone help? What do you think?
Oh!
Go ahead.
You have to get rid of over.
Over? How would you read? You would take that one out? Okay. What about me and my brother? How about, let's see, who's back here? Cannon. What do you think? That's one way. How about what if we try my brother and I? See how the pronouns can be switched in the order? So when you guys are going through my brother and I, we kind of switch the words around in that first sentence. So that yesterday my brother and I rode. So if you want to put that part down in your first sentence, put yesterday my brother and I rode our bikes to Grandma's house. Hey, so that would be your first sentence because that switches. We've got to capitalize, we have to indent, and then we have to change the way the sentence sounds because it didn't make sense. So what you're going to do is we've gone over each type. So I'm going to give you guys about
15 minutes.
15, 20 is too long. I think that you could get this done. We'll do 15, but I'm going to check in every few minutes and I'm going to walk around and see how you're doing. Because I have the paragraph up here, and then I also have a corrected version that I did, and I don't even know if I made all my corrections correct. And we're going to go back at the end and see what we can switch. And so I'll be checking in with you and walking around and see how you're doing. But we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to set a stopwatch on my phone here so I can keep track of our time.
It shows it on your computer.
Yes, it does show. It has it on my computer.
It says meal 10 minutes restart now. How come it's so close
Okay,
up?
go ahead. Start.
I have no idea.
You have no idea. I just gave you the whole first sentence.
No. So why is it getting so close?
Oh, why is the computer so big? It's because I have to have it big in order to know what's on it. And if you guys have any questions, just raise your hand and I'll be walking around and you can ask me any questions.
Sure, I can. Let me be the checklist. This is So a paragraph should have about 9 or 10 sentences in it that you guys are going to be rewriting.
been about 7 minutes, guys, so you're about half. You should be about half done. Half done. According to that time.
I'm not even half. What does it say we busted through the coast? Are you recording us? Really spying on us? Oh man. Kind of scary. I'm just spying on us. No, it's just hiding from me.
So no, you know that you could have just put that camera on top of that red thing?
Yeah, it is.
That way so you could see the entire thing.
Let's see. Let's see how it's coming in. So see if you can switch them. Kind of busting. So you can change the order of that. Okay. So when they bust through the door, you can change what they try. Let her know, so basically it's, they need to let her know that they're here. So they have to say so that makes sense when you do it. Yeah, you're doing good. Change it so it makes sense. Once it comes to the meat in there, it's actually should be hiding online. Okay.
Is there spelling?
Is anyone done yet? No? Guys, 3 minutes left. Done? Okay. Okay, we have about a minute left. That's all right if you didn't finish. I just want to see if you can find some of the errors.
Is this too long? No, Fluffy. Is this too long?
Did you change it?
It's not sure yet. Oh yeah, I changed Holy
Okay, guys. There's one sentence I want to kind of focus on. I want to see if someone can help me pick out the sentence about eating. Who wants to try to fix that one? Joel, what do you think?
She told us that there were cookies in the kitchen for me or for me and my brother.
Me and my brother. Well, it could be my brother and I like the top one, but I'm talking about the one, me ate too many cookies. Doesn't that sound kind of strange?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I got one.
I ate too many cookies instead of me eat. Good job. So if you guys remember, on your checklist, one of the keys is that bright red part. Reread, because we could read this 4 or 5 times and we might find different errors to edit. So then we could go through and we could correct more errors. Like when I redid this, I found that error. I found that I had misspelled finally, skipped an L. So the key when you're editing is to look at your writing and read it over so that you know where the mistakes are. And then look at it, have a checklist, go through in each thing, and then you'll know what's right or what's wrong in your paragraph. Okay. If you want to have each of them pass your papers to the end of each row, and I'll collect them.
And it pops out back here. It pops out like that, and then he goes like that, and it pops out way up here. And he never broke it. You got to exactly where I did.
And your seats, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Anthony, you're blocking her.